Hey, this is Gracie and Conjay. Okay, so there's a new nextupinjorvik. Like the last one was really just like two, like two, like updates. So there is a new one in now. Um, and I kind of hope that this one is like more than two. But yeah, like I feel like it's maybe like a little bit of like, seriously, well, maybe they didn't want to tease, or maybe they weren't quite sure about like when they would be like done with stuff and all. I don't know. I don't know. Don't know why they did like only two for the last one, but sure. I'm at least thinking that like I'm um going to like post this video in between when when the last one came out and when I believe like the next up will come, and like when I would be able to do that and all. So I'll probably post it like somewhere in between there, regardless of like yeah, like what time it is now, because like it's only like about 2 weeks since I posted the last one. And sure, it might be like 2 weeks until the next one, who knows, but like, so yeah, so I might wait a bit with posting this one, but oh well. But it's kind of just like I feel like like videos should be like posted like with about the same time in between, like so like so it shouldn't be like oh, now this one comes out like after 2 weeks from the last one, and then it's like 4 weeks until the next. I feel like I want it to be like a bit more like that things come out like spaced out like evenly whenever like I can, of course, because like the last one had two, so that was like okay, after 2 weeks we're gonna have a new one, you know what I mean? So it's like, but yeah, so I want to try to do it a bit more like spaced out evenly. So yeah, um, but oh well, let's just get started, shall we? Next up in Jorvik, and this came out on February 24th, 2026. Let's take a look at what's going on these next few weeks. So that seems like it's more than just two, right? Um, but yeah, okay. Another tech batch. February 25th. So that's actually today. Wow. It's time to add another batch of horses to our new tax system. This time it's the sturdy gang containing the Fjord, Icelandic, and Fen horse. We also added two new Marchengast outfits to the shops. One for the castle guards and one for the witches in training. So yeah, and of course, like, we had, like, two big things with, like, Marchengast and all. So it makes sense that there's, like, a smaller update with, like, some clothes and, like, horses being added to, like, the new tax system. Which, I mean, like, I kind of like when it's, like, some smaller updates where it's, like, not so much happening, because, like, if there was a lot happening all the time, it would just be too much, honestly. So, yeah, I really like that there's, like, a smaller update after, like, something really big. 'Cause, like, I think I spent 4.5 hours, and I didn't even explore, like, the forest. So, just exploring, like, inside the castle walls, plus, like, doing the quest for the first one, for the first day, took me 4.5 hours. And then, like, the next time it took me a couple hours as well to do, like, all the quests and everything. So yeah, so it's like nice that there's like a smaller update every now and then, because then it's not like going to take me hours just to do one video. And sure, like if you just do one video a week, it's not really gonna like be as bad kind of if you spend a couple hours doing it. But it's like it is a couple of hours though. So, and also like I do these as well. So and sure, I don't really like post um any other videos than next up at the moment. So I don't really like have to do things like exactly when it comes out. Like I can just wait with like smaller things as well until like a time that's better, which is nice. But yeah, yeah, but yeah. So that's that one, and then s Spring of Trail Time. That's what I thought it said. Trail of Springtime, March 4th. March has arrived and it's time for blossoms to bloom and riders to spring back to life. We welcome our newest trailblazer, with a budding outfit in pink and earthy brown. Flowers included. So that's also kind of like, at least to me, it's like a smaller update. Well, I guess it's not really that big of an update anyways, because it's just like, some tack and quotes and stuff that's been added into the game, and like, like another Trailblazer track, so it's like, not really something big. And again, don't get me wrong, like, I appreciate that there are some, like, smaller updates every now and then, and, I mean, again, if there was just bigger updates, like, I'd be spending, like, so many hours each week, trying to, like, get through it, and maybe not even getting through all of it. But yeah, and I have like a bit of like search table fatigue right now, so it's like it is kind of nice that it's not like that much or anything. But yeah, so it's like I don't care for Trailblazer tracks at all. Like I just feel like it's like too much to do, too little of a reward, both in terms of like the things that you can get, like the clothes and all, but also like in terms of points that we get. And I feel like, like things kind of cost too many points. So like, if we were to like, get way more points, like, instead of getting like 100 or something, like we would get like 1,000 for each thing we did, or like at least like a couple hundred, like 500 or something, fair enough. But like, yeah, or if things just like cost less. So if we needed like 500, or something instead of 1,000 for each thing, that would have been better. But it's also like, like my biggest issue, I guess, is that like we're not really like given enough brand new things to do. Um, so it's like, like you're stuck doing the same old. Because like, we haven't gotten enough stuff that can give you, like, um, yeah, like that you could just do new stuff that is like, less than 3 months old, or something. Like you're not going to be able to get everything if you just do the things that like are brand new from like 3 months ago, like up until 3 months ago. Because like I mean, have we even gotten anything like or that much really new stuff to do in the last 3 months? Not really, and certainly not enough to like give enough points. And this is of course like for people who have like done all the quests and stuff, and like whenever we're not getting a new quest, there are no quests to do, so you're just stuck doing like the same old. Um, so yeah, so it's just like yeah, it's just like doing the same old stuff that like some of us have been doing for years at this point, again and again and again, and I hate repetition. So yeah, I did like the first Trailblazer track that was, and completed that and stuff, and I don't think I've done one. Like I don't think I've completed one since. Um, so yeah, because it's just like not enjoyable to me to like do the same thing over and over and over. Like it's like when I've done something like a few times, like I'm done forever, and I don't really want to do it ever again. So yeah, yeah. So like when I've done like a race like a few times, like I don't really ever want to do it again. So it's like there's nothing like new to do for me. Like I don't log into Star Stable outside of like updates, and sometimes not even then, because I just don't have anything to do that I like want to do. So yeah. And sure, like, I am probably like, fatigued from Star Stable because of that, because it's like, it's just not so enjoyable when it's like you don't have any quests to do, for the most part, anyways. Like, sometimes, like, Star Stable will add some quests, but for the most part, no quests to do. Um, Also, like, unless Star Stable adds something brand new to do, there's nothing brand new to do. So, yeah, and I kind of get like a little bored of stuff easily. So it's like once I've done something a few times, like I don't really want to do it again. Um, so yeah, so it's like, I love exploring. That's my favorite thing to do, but it's like I'm just gonna explore something like once. I'm not gonna explore it like a 50 times or something. I like doing some of the quests. Like some of the quests are really good, but it's like, like I'll do it like once. Maybe if I do it like, I have several lock-ons, so maybe it's okay to do like 2 times, three. But like sometimes I don't even do it want to do it the first time. And for races, it's like, yeah, I can do it a few times. Also for like other tasks, like I can do it a few times probably, but like once I've done it a few times, like I don't really want to do it again. So yeah. So yeah, so like the Trailblazer tracks just don't really work for me. Same with the what are they called? Like the same just for like, championships, champion ranks maybe. It's just like, doing championships over and over and over and like yeah, like doing it like once or twice is fine. Like in total for me, but like keeping on doing like championships again and again and again and again. Yeah, repetition just isn't for me. So yeah, I'm gonna check out, like what the prices are and make a video about that, but like that's gonna be it. So I'm probably just gonna like combine these two maybe with something else and like check out, like the quotes. Yeah, I don't think it's tack, so I think it's just outfits. Seems like it anyways. So I'm gonna like check those out. I'm going to check out, like the set and what we get like of prices. And that's all I'm gonna log into Star Stable for those two. And I might just do it with like, another one as well. So yeah. And sure, like I think it is a little nice to like, not feel like I have to log into Star Stable all of the time. Because again, fatigued with Star Stable. But yeah, like it would be lovely to have like, something like exciting to do, but it's just like and I mean like we just got, like the March and Gas Castle and everything. That was really exciting. I love that. But it's just like, yeah. Um and I understand that we can't get like, something like brand new to do or like a new area like every single update. So it's like I'm not mad that we get smaller updates and stuff and things I don't really care about. Like, and of course, I'm sure some people do. And yeah, I'm actually kind of happy that it's not like, something big all of the time because that would just be too much. So, yeah, it's kind of bittersweet because it's like I don't really care much for any of this, but also I like it when it's like, something I don't really care about because then it's like I can just like do it whenever it works for me and I don't feel like I need to do it like immediately or something. And it's not like, oh yeah, I'm so excited, I want to do it right away. Like, it's just more so like, I'll do it at some point, I guess. But sure. The Swedish Warm Blood, March 11th. When the Royal Guards calls for a brave and agile steed, Olympic champions seek a prospect. Or the casual rider wants the best steam. The Swedish Warmblood is an obvious choice. Now it finally touches down on Jorvik. Wearing the honorary Jorvik city cavalry outfits. Wearing, it doesn't say hearing, wow. But yeah, wearing those outfits. These beauties welcome all spectators with a bow. Also, I don't really care for horses, so another one I don't really like. I'm not even gonna like bother with anything with this, so yeah. But again, it's like, sure, it's like updates I don't care about. Like, I'm not really gonna log in for much, if anything, for any of these so far, but it's like we just had two like massive updates, so it's like it's kind of nice to get a little bit of a break. I'm still gonna go over the updates and all. I'm just not gonna like log into Star Stable. So yeah, so I'm still gonna make a video. It's just like not necessarily gonna log in that video, which is also kind of like nice because that means it's gonna be like a shorter video and yeah, like that takes less time to like do. And also I don't have to like log in or anything, so that's also something. Oh, it's actually 5. Wow, I thought it would just be I thought it would be just like I mean, I was like maybe it's only 2, but it's 5. Wow. Okay. Marching Bazaar, March 18th. This month's bazaar contains a mixed bag of goodies. From old spotted friends to elegant show horses, we hope visitors will find something they like. Yeah, sure. So that seems like it's just a bazaar because I would say that like, these like teasers in the next up is like probably like the biggest thing happening. That makes the most sense to me anyways. So another like, smaller update, but like honestly, it is kind of nice. It is kind of nice to get like a little bit of a break. And also like I just have like so much to do in real life that it's like I kind of forgot that it was Wednesday today. So, yeah. Like I have this desk that I've like, packed out and I need to assemble that I haven't for so long. I also have like other things to like organize and clean and do stuff like that, like which of course like is like, things that you like just keep on doing forever kind of. Um, hmm But still, so it's like, yeah, I do have like so many things I need to do, so it is kind of nice to like, get a little bit of a break from Star Stable, and that it's not like, something super big happening. Because like, yes, I will log in to check out, like the things from the Tremblay Tracer, like the prices, and I will like, probably check out the outfits in the global shop from like this week's updates, like today's update really. So the first two. So I'll probably log in to check out that before that, it goes away. But like these, I'm not even going to because I'm not going to buy any horses. So yeah, and like sure, like I could like do some videos of like showing off horses and Star Stable and all. But it's like I feel like it makes more sense for people to like check out horses when they're actually going to buy a horse instead of like just seeing a random horse in a video and like forgetting about like what it looked like and stuff. And also like me checking out like this specific breed in this specific place, like like if you're in between like should I get this breed or that breed, then like that's not really gonna help much. Yeah, so yeah, so I feel like it's kind of like a little bit like yeah, I just feel like it's like why make a video about like a specific horse breed kind of, because like I feel like it doesn't like it's not useful for anything. But oh well, if anyone wants to me to make like a video like that, like just let me know and maybe I'll do it. But like yeah, if there's no like no people wanting me to do something and I feel like it's kind of pointless, I'm not going to. So yeah, and of course like if there's other things you want me to do in a video, like just let me know, like just make a comment, or if there's other things you want to say, also just make a comment and sure, maybe I'll make a video like that if you have a video idea or something. Um, but yeah, and if like enough people want me to do something like and it's actually possible and doesn't break any rules and all on YouTube and yeah, um, then sure, why not? But yeah, um, yeah, and also like if you want to see more videos from me, like don't forget to subscribe, like, and also watch my other videos because that helps like well, a lot of things. Like it helps me see that like people actually want me to watch videos because like likes, subscribes, views, and comments like that shows me that people actually care and want me to post. Um, and it also shows YouTube that like people are interested in my videos, so it like pushes my videos to other people, so other people get to like subscribe and watch and comment and like yeah. Um, Yeah. And I'm having like, a bit of like a half break where I like only post the next up right now because I just don't feel like I don't know if anyone cares that I post videos, so it's like just gonna post, like these ones and like so that my channel isn't dead, but also like I'm not gonna post like, bigger videos kind of because I don't know if anyone really cares or wants me to, so but yeah, but like if there's anyone who wants me to post something like sure, why not? If it's possible, if it's not illegal, like, then in the terms of like breaking YouTube's laws, rules, or breaking any actual laws, why not, So yeah. And of course, like, thank you to everyone who subscribes, likes, comments, and watches my videos. It means a lot, truly. So, yeah. Okay, the last one for this next up. Mischief in the Mine. That sounds exciting. March 25th. Conrad has noticed activity in the Damascus mine. Something puzzling seems to be going on. Hmm. Time to get our smallest. Time to get our smartest brains on deck. Smallest would have been so much funnier though, but oh well. Can I read? I mean, clearly yes, because if not, I wouldn't be able to read any of this. But it's like sometimes my brain is just like thinking of a different word than what it says. So like in this case, like it's like just like fill in the blank. Smallest. It says smartest. Like, but that's kind of just because like it goes a bit fast. And it's like I'm just seeing like part of the word, and I'm like, okay, yeah, smallest. That makes sense, I guess. And then it's like when I read it out, it's like, yeah, that's not it. And of course, like our brains are like kind of wired to like fill in blanks, and it's like we only really like read part of words. We don't necessarily read the entire word. So then, if like we're thinking about like, oh yeah, that's probably the word, then not necessarily. But yeah. Um, mm. On top of this, a highly requested code variation lands at Steve's farm this week. So yes, I'm definitely gonna like log in to see like like to do this quest because that like is a quest and I want to do that. But and if I like if the Trailblazer track is still going, I might like just log in for that and check out like the other things in that video. Um, but yeah, we'll see a little bit like how long that lasts and everything. But yeah, yeah. But oh well, so that's it for this video. This next up and updates may be subject to change. So that's two. I'm very excited for the last one. Um, and I don't really care much for the others. So yeah. But oh well, but it's like nice to have like a bit of a like break from like nothing big happening, like because we just had something like massive. So I think that's pretty nice actually, and I'm not unhappy about this. Even though like some would maybe like it maybe sounds like I'm unhappy about this, but like genuinely I'm not. Um, so yeah, I'm pretty happy about this because it's not like super big or anything. So yeah, yeah, it's a bit of like smaller updates, which like wouldn't take that much time to do and all. And again, I have so much that I need to do, so it's like it's good with a little bit of like a kind of break. Um, or at least like not so much to do with Star Stable. So yeah. And also, like, obviously I can make videos in English. Duh, just doing that right now. But I can also make videos in Norwegian, so yeah. And I mean, like, you can comment in English, you can comment in Norwegian, like, doesn't make a difference to me. Um, I feel like, if you watch this video, you'll probably understand English, so, but yeah. But yeah, if you want me to make, like, a Norwegian video, either, like, in Norwegian, like, I'm speaking Norwegian, or something that like is about Norway, I guess. I don't know. I can probably do that. So yeah, so like let me know, like what language you want the video to be in, of Norwegian and English. Um, yeah, and just what you want me to do for a video. So yeah, and like I mean, again, as long as it like follows like every rule on YouTube and the laws, like, and it's actually possible for me to do, then like sure. why not? So, yeah. And like sometimes I will make a video in like both Norwegian and English, if it's like, some information or something. So, but yeah. So yeah, and I mean like if you have other things about videos that you want me to do or not, like maybe you like really long videos and you would like me to make more longer videos, or maybe you want more shorter videos or something, like just let me know and I'm gonna try to like, do what I can. So yeah. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this video, and I'm gonna like post it probably, like then, because the next up is probably gonna come out, like between the last of this one and the next of the like the first of the next one, so somewhere between then 25th of March and the 1st of April. Yeah. So probably not one of those 2 days, but like, probably then between the 26th and the 31st of March. Yeah. So I'm probably gonna post this like, then somewhere in between there. So like, the next one is probably then gonna come out like between the 20th, well, after the 25th for sure, but like probably not that much after. So like, probably that week or the next. Um, mm-hmm. And it's like, that's exactly a month. So maybe I'll like post this like on the 11th or like, that week, later that week. So between the 11th and 18th. And sure, like that is like, when two of these are coming out. So it's gonna be a little late. So yeah, maybe I'll post it on the 18th then, because that's the middle. But oh well, so like let me know if you want me to like, post it immediately as I make the video, or if you'd rather have me like post it like in between like the last next up and the next one. Um so yeah, because like, then either like, if it's just two in one, then it's gonna be like 2 weeks in between those two and then 4 weeks or some, or five, until the next. Um yeah, so like let me know like what you would prefer, and then I'm gonna try to do, like what most people prefer. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna like wait until March to post this for sure. But like, um, yeah, somewhere between the 4th and the 18th, I believe. So yeah, because like the thing is that, like I'm not gonna post it like, now anyways, because like it's too long until the next one. I kind of want to post something for March anyways, and I don't really know when um the next one comes out. Yeah. So, and when I'm gonna like see it and be able to do that. So, I want to do this video for March, but like, should I do it, like the 4th, the 11th, or the 18th? Doesn't have to be those dates, but like, those weeks. I feel like the like after the 18th is a bit late, so yeah. And also like, the update, like the next one might even come out on the 25th. So yeah, so I'm feeling like, somewhere between the 4th and 18th. Um, so like, maybe around here or some. But yeah, we'll see. Anyways, I hope you like this video. Again, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and watch my other videos, because that helps a lot. Thank you to the ones who do that. Stay crazy. I hope to see you later. Bye.